Hi guys, welcome to our Sudhir NEET Biology Academy. Today, let us take up one chapter from human physiology, that is chemical coordination. It's an important chapter. In that chapter, today we shall talk about the hormones. We already spoken about the mechanism of action of the hormones, steroid and non-steroid hormones. Today, let us take up the hormones, types of hormones, how they are produced, where they are produced, and what are the actions. So, today we shall take up the topic hormones in the chemical coordination. If we take the glands in our body, there are three types of glands. One exocrine, two endocrine, and three heterocrine. Exocrine gland means they secrete their enzymes through the ducts, and they secrete the enzymes to the bloodstream through the ducts. So they are called as the duct glands. Second one, ductless glands or endocrine glands. These endocrine glands directly secrete their hormones to the bloodstream. So they are called as the ductless glands. So exocrine glands secrete enzymes, endocrine glands secrete hormones, you must remember. What do you mean by heterocrine glands? They are both exocrine and endocrine. For example, a typical example, pancreas. A pancreas, by secreting the pancreatic juice, it is an exocrine gland. It also contains islets of Langerhans. It contains alpha, beta and delta cells. Beta cells secrete insulin, alpha cells secrete glucagon, and gluta cells secretes delta cells secrete somatostatin. It's very important. This question was asked in the NEET once. There are four options. Which one of the following hormone is secreted both by the brain and the endocrine gland? The answer should be somatostatin. The hormone somatostatin is secreted by both brain and endocrine gland. How? This is secreted, somatostatin is secreted by hypophysis of brain and the delta cells of the islets of Langerhans. So this you must remember. So on the basis of ducts, the glands are classified into three types: exocrine, endocrine and heterocrine. Then somatostatin secreted both by the brain and the endocrine gland by hypophysis of brain and the delta cells of the islets of Langerhans. This you must know. This was asked once in the NEET question paper. This chemical coordination is controlled by neural system. So this neural system and chemical coordination is interlinked. So it is called as the neurochemical coordination system. This neurochemical coordination system secrete hormones. This is very important. You must know hormones. Now let us take up the characteristic features of the hormones. What are the characteristic features of the hormones? Number one, they are having very low molecular weight. They are low in molecular weight. Their molecular weight is very less. Number two, it is soluble in water and blood. water soluble and blood soluble. Number 3, it has no cumulative effect. On the spot it takes action. It doesn't have the cumulative effect as DDT etc. This hormone does not, the hormones do not have any cumulative effect. Number 4, they are non-antigenic. Non-antigenic. And then they are produced in very low concentration. They act in very low concentration. Very low concentration is enough for their action. So they are produced in very meager low concentration amount. And then they are actually organic catalysts. You know what is a catalyst, you know. So they kindle the speed of the reaction. Likewise, the hormones also do the function there. So they are called as the organic catalysts. So these are all the characteristic features of the hormones. Now let us come to the area of classification of the hormones based on the chemical nature. There are 5 types of hormones based on the chemical nature. Number 1, peptide hormones. They are made up of peptide hormones. Example, oxytocin, vasopressin. So these 2 hormones are produced by the neurohypophysis of the pituitary gland. Number 2, protein or polypeptide hormones, protein hormones. Example, insulin, glucagon. So these 2 are produced by the islets of Langerhans. I told you pancreas. The beta cells secrete insulin, alpha cells secrete glucagon. And parathormone, the hormones produced by the parathyroid glands. Third type of hormones, steroids. They are secreted by adrenal cortex, glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, etc. You know the adrenal gland? The adrenal gland is a complex structure on the kidney, suprarenal gland. That adrenal cortex secretes some hormones, glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. They are all the steroid hormones. They are also secreted by testis and ovary, the male reproductive organ testis and the female reproductive organ ovary. They also produce the steroid hormones. And another example, progesterone and placental hormones. These are all the steroid hormones, examples for steroid hormones. Number 4, iodothyronins. Iodothyronins. As the name indicates, iodine and thyroxine. They are the thyroid hormones, thyroxine. Thyroxine contains iodine. So iodothyronins, example, thyroid hormones. And the last step one, amino acid derivatives. The amino acid is the basic fundamental unit of the proteins. Amino acids combine to form dipeptide and then polypeptide and then proteins. So amino acid derivatives, example, epinephrine. This is the epinephrine secreted by the medulla part of the adrenal gland. So these are all the types of hormones based on the chemical nature. Then hormones of heart. Heart also contains hormones. Let us see. In the atrial wall of the heart, you know the heart contains atrium. In the atrial wall of the heart, there is a factor called ANF, atrial natriuretic factor. Atrial natriuretic factor. What is the function of this hormone? The factor that dilates the blood vessels. Blood vessels are dilated by the factor, by the hormone ANF, by which the BP is reduced. In the body, it reduces BP. So the hormones of heart, one ANF, atrial natriuretic factor. The function, it dilates the blood vessels by which it reduces the BP. Number 2, hormones of the kidney. So the hormones present in the heart actually controls the dilation of the blood vessels and controls the blood pressure. The hormones in the kidney, JGC, juxtaglomerular cells, juxtaglomerular cells, actually hormone JGC, they produce erythropoietin, and this stimulates the process of erythropoiesis. What do you mean by erythropoiesis? Already seen in RBC formation. This is RBC formation. Erythropoiesis is the RBC formation. So the hormones of kidney, JGC, juxtaglomerular cells, they produce erythropoietin, which stimulates the erythropoiesis. And then what is the process? That is the RBC formation. It helps in the RBC, erythrocyte formation. Number 3, hormones of gastrointestinal tract. So what are the hormones present in the gastrointestinal tract, stomach and intestine? Number 1, gastrin. The gastrin hormone acts on the gastric glands present in the stomach and stimulates the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen. So you know, in digestion, hydrochloric acid is very important because it makes the food acidic. Acidic medium is very important for the action of the pepsinogen, convert the pepsinogen into pepsin. The protein hormone acts only in the acidic medium. So this hormone gastrin is responsible for the stimulation of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen. Number 2, the hormone secretin. That hormone secretin acts on the exocrine pancreas. So secretin acts on the pancreatic gland. That stimulates the secretion of water and bicarbonate ions. This is also in digestion. So the food is made acidic in the stomach, that has to be neutralized by the bicarbonate ions produced by the pancreatic juice, that is controlled by the hormone secretin. Third hormone, CCK, cholecystokinin, very important. CCK, cholecystokinin. It acts on pancreas and acts on gallbladder. It acts on pancreas and stimulates the secretion of pancreatic juice. It acts on gallbladder and stimulates the secretion of the bile juice. So very important, cholecystokinin. Chole means gallbladder. CCK, cholecystokinin. This acts on pancreas to stimulate the secretion of pancreatic juice and acts on gallbladder to secrete the bile juice. Number 4, GIP, gastric inhibitory peptide. It inhibits the gastric secretion and mobility. So it is an inhibitor hormone, GIP, gastric inhibitory peptide, which inhibits the gastric secretion and the movability of the juices. So these 4 are the hormones of the gastrointestinal tract. So we have now seen what is hormone, the characteristic features of hormones, and important the somatostatin secreted both by brain and endocrine gland, that is by hypophysis of brain and delta cells of the islets of Langerhans, and then the classification, peptide hormones, protein hormones, steroids, iodothyronins and amino acid derivatives, and hormones of heart, hormones of kidney, and hormones of gastrointestinal tract. So this is about the hormones, just introductory stage of the that chapter, chemical coordination. In the forthcoming lectures, we'll take up the glands. We talked about this endocrine glands. We have got pancreas, we have got pituitary, thyroid, adrenal, ovary, testes, etc. All the endocrine glands we will take up in the forthcoming lectures. The next lecture we will take up the pituitary gland and their secretions and their actions. Till then, thank you very much.